welcome back to Pirate Adventures, where we last left off. We had a lovely meal, hero's feast, some might say, and you investigated Phineas's great library. And in that library, all of you got the chance to explore a bunch of different lore-involved details. And then, after Temrin agreed to go with you and Phineas agreed to let him go, and Phineas had a little memory issue after you giving him an orb, you proceeded to begin to leave, while the hawk that Elizora had circling the island looking for Elena spotted her on the northern side of the island amongst the forest. Not sure where she was going, but that's where she was. How would you all like to proceed?
We're going to have to go find her. We can't leave her behind.
Is she a great loss after all?
She's a good fighter. And a good lookout. And,
I'm the
she's in
lookout
charge of our
now.
discipline.
I could be in
She's
charge
one
of
of our best
discipline.
fighters.
I believe she's our master. She's our master at arms as well.
Yeah.
Are we on the ship at the moment?
No, we're still at Thingy's house, Phineas's house.
Just
This is
exited.
beyond, not Umbra, basically.
Out of interest, your bird thing. Are you able to send a message through it?
Can't talk. I can talk. I can sometimes, if I'm close enough, I can see through it and hear through it. But that's about it.
So I was thinking, if we could ask her what she's doing, and if she wanted to come back, it would kind of save us a trip. But if we can't do that, then I guess we're going to have to at least try to find her as best we can.
I mean, I can. If she was within 120 feet with us, then I can send her a quick message. But she is further than that.
Well, I mean, if we're that close to her, we could just ask her ourselves, really.
Magic has its limits.
Well, what time? What time? It's actually late in the evening, though, isn't it?
It's nighttime. The stars pierce the night sky.
We don't all our dark vision's a bit risky to go out in the dark.
No,
Yeah,
it's quite
Who doesn't? So Gruzeel doesn't.
Right. Oh,
Two of us do.
I don't have dark
Bjorn.
vision.
Bjorn. What is Bjorn? Is he human?
I do know that dark vision
he's
doesn't
yet to
make you
be-
invincible, right?
He's yet to be decided.
Yet to be decided, yeah. Species
So
fluid at the moment.
let's assume not, Panalan.
Oh, suddenly I can see in the dark. I ate lots
Dark vision.
There's a
Dark
lot of
vision.
carrots in that fish.
Dark vision. Dark vision fluid.
What was I going to say?
Also have other methods. You guys could light up things, bring torches.
Yeah, I'm kind of half contemplating whether because we wouldn't really cast off now. So if we go back to the ship, have your hawk keep an eye on her, like where she's going, and she has until morning basically to come back, and depending on what the situation is in the morning, we either leave her or go get her.
You have to, as captain, you have to consider if deserters get punishments as well.
If that's the way it is, then she won't be coming back. But we don't know enough to, she could be out for a stroll. She may be going to see someone. She might know somebody. We don't know.
From what my hawk said.
Yep, give it till morning.
From what my hawk said, she was running. She looked pretty scared. She was running for her life, maybe. From what, I do not know. My heart could not see what you were running from.
Well, there's not a lot we can do for it now anyway. I say we wait until morning. Based on what your hawk says, we'll go from there. If there's no point going to get her, then we'll have to just leave her here. With this place is under fleet control. I'm not going to endanger the rest of the crew for one person. Right, let's head back to the ship.
Tim's obviously following your lead, so if you're just going back to the ship, he'll go back with you. Is there anything anyone wants to do on the way, or
I'll just have a.
My wolf's
standing...
still alive, isn't it? Is it still following us?
Who?
why? I feel like the wolf is gone.
I've still got it on 13 HP, so unless I took it somewhere. Because
Yeah,
I remember I left it with them.
Probably left it on the ship though. You
Well,
wouldn't have brought it back.
The wolf,
Oh yeah, I
the wolf
suppose
is
it's probably
alive,
on-
but yeah, I think it is on the
Probably on the ship. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that's fine.
Because the wolf went with
problem.
us instead of going to town.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
probably
so the wolf is, I believe, on the ship.
Right,
What I might do then is do another one, because the wolf being on the ship's kind of no use to me. So what I'll do is I'm going to pull another thing out of the bag.
Nice.
Right, let's have a look. See what happens. Yes. 8. A giant elk has appeared. It's the best thing that comes out of that bag.
As Gruzeel brings out a fuzzy, furry ball fluff and springs it into the air, suddenly it twists and spirals into this transformational form of an elk, suddenly stood galloping out before you as it makes a U-turn and returns back around and stands before you, Gruzeel, banging its head.
Well, that was unexpected. I didn't know they got that big. But, right, it's huge. 6. Well, hello, elk.
How's its head?
That way.
I'll just sort of start walking towards the ship.
Its
With this
language
elk.
is
It's
giant
a huge
elk.
creature.
It's
Giant elk is its language.
yes,
But it understands Common and Elvish and Sylvan.
Elvish and Sylvan.
And I know 2 of those languages, so it's handy.
Sweet.
You can ride it.
What?
Like you can ride it like a horse. Basically.
Dude, I'm doing that. I'm right.
Are you
this elk.
I'm
proficient
not sure
in
if you're proficient with
vehicles?
land vehicles or not.
No,
Very, very graceful.
I'm not. No,
But
you know,
you can totally try riding it if you want to.
I'd argue that he's
Just taking
probably.
that option out there.
Yeah. I'm going to try and ride it. Why not?
Roll me animal handling.
Okay. That is. Oh crap! Roll that again. Accidentally moved it. That's a 10.
It's a 10.
10.
Well, it's already like basically subservient to you, so that wasn't really that hard. You sort of get on, kind of feel out for a good grip without hurting the animal, and it, as you think where you want it to go, or you speak some small commands of saying forward or whatever else, it goes that way. You don't have to do as much work as you would think.
Excellent.
Wow, this is certainly an experience. But, onwards.
You probably won't even like. You'll probably even just like, even though it's completely unnecessary, like draw his sword and go onwards.
It goes onwards. A couple others would be able to get on it with you because it is 15 feet by 15 feet.
He probably wouldn't think of that. he's too excited in the moment, I think.
Okay, so you're going out with the giant elk.
Yeah, heading directly back to the ship.
Okay, you'll have to descend down the mountain with the giant elk. So could you
Oh god.
Roll an athletics check for the elk.
For the
please.
elk.
Not really much to
Okay,
hold on to.
okay. Yeah. Because they're furry, right? Elks?
Yeah, I guess.
So
Yeah.
you got,
Furry,
you got
you-
something. Yeah.
I mean, if you want
But yeah,
to
okay.
on
I
those
mean,
antlers.
yeah.
They're
That
3 meters
is
long.
a 22. It's got a nice +4 to strength, which is handy.
Yep. It's fine. Gets down there really, what's the word? Gracefully. Okay.
Looks like there's 15 foot by 15 foot.
Yeah. It's on it like it's a gentle hill. Right.
I imagine
Right.
something is like those like yaks in Star Wars. You know the thing the sand people were riding.
Yeah, it's similarly sized to that, I would say. Yeah, it's probably that, but a slender, muscular elk,
Nice.
massive antlers. All right, let's move you back to the ship.
Can I have a like a standing order with the hawk that it pings between within 100 feet range of me and Elena, so it keeps going back and forth. So if anything
So
does
it flies to find her, then it flies back to you,
Yep.
and then flies.
and then so if anything major changes in the scenario, the hawk can let me know. It's constantly going back and forth to do that.
Mm.
Do you
Yeah.
roll a perception check for the hawk?
Get her.
Does the hawk have dark vision?
No, but it has a advantage on perception checks that rely on sight.
So that'll be a straight roll then.
That is a 14.
14. Okay. Does anybody want to do anything on the ship before they settle in for the night?
We've got this sermon, haven't we?
Yes, the sermon will be going on in the
That's one of
evening.
the main reasons I'm questioning. I think what we'll do is we'll do all that stuff first, and then I'll relay.
Well, I would suppose I would reconfirm with Slayer timings of what he wants to do
It was very clear. Basically, it has to be before you go to bed.
before I go to bed. Right, got you. Okay, I'd have thought I could. Yeah, couldn't remember what it was. That's fine. Don't know.
I've already pre-discussed some
So
things with people, but I would have before going to proper bed. I would have spoken to Umbra and Vela.
Cool.
does Alarias want to do anything for?
He'll probably just start sitting down and reading the books, to be honest.
Okay,
He's got
so
quite a bit to go through.
yeah, you've got the Dunamancy notes. I'll get through that with you. Actually, I wonder what would be the best way of doing it.
I'll put Gruzeel in his office for now until the sermon. Position wise.
Basically, Alarias, you can now copy these Dunamancy spells from these notes into your spell book. Is what I've essentially made this for, and so all the ones that are your spell slot level and higher. So you now have access to the Dunamancy spell list.
Nice. All of them.
Nice.
So you have access to all of them. Obviously, if you don't have a spell slot, you can't copy the spell, you can't cast the spell. But you have access to the spell list and you have notes on what they do. The way it would work is that things that are beyond your magical knowledge are just, you sort of can see how they work, but you don't understand it. So it's a bit like Einstein saying of, you don't really understand something until you can explain it simply. For those things, you're kind of like, I can read what the spell says, but I can't explain it simply.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn, that's a good pickup.
Which is what? What's your slots now? 4, 3, 2. What level are we? 4.
You're level 4 at the moment, yeah.
Yeah. So you've got 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
The Dunamancy spell list, I don't know if Haiss got the book, but I can either send you the spells. I think they're on the reference, if not.
Mhm.
So you can access them there and check out what they are.
Cool.
So, I believe there's a sermon someone wanted to give.
Mm-hmm.
Unless anybody has any other business.
Nope.
No. So this is one of many ongoing planned congregations of Joylift supporters on board. So we'd start up on the top deck. I don't know who would attend.
I think as your first one, Gruzeel would at least like watch from afar, see what it's all about.
Do we have the child and the armless wizard? Excellent. Was
So
Umbra
Temrin won't really understand why he's there, but he'll kind of just turn up and kind of await patiently what he's expected
he will
to see.
understand why he's there.
How is he handling being on the ship? Because obviously, without like arms to steady him, because even though we're planted, there would be like a flow, backing and forth of the ship happening.
Is he like Rayman?
I pushed him over, yeah.
So he's you can see like when he eventually does get on board, and trust me, it's a struggle to get on board in the first place. Someone has to tie a rope around him and kind of pull him up.
It's true, yeah. Rope ladders.
Just tragic.
Once he's there, he's sort of like fine. As if the ship begins to sway against like crashing waves or anything, you see him sort of stumble a bit, but then he steadies himself. You can see that he's kind of like just getting used to it. He's mainly, when he first gets on deck, he's just walking around the deck to adjust to the motion itself. Not really talking to anyone yet. He's just understanding balance on such a thing.
Cool. Thought we would start falling over everywhere.
Not yet. We'll see how I roll.
Oh yeah, the ship's got to start moving as well. When the ship starts moving, that's going to be entertaining.
Yep. Okay, so you'll have Temrin, you'll have the boy, you'll have Umbra, assumedly.
Yep, Umbra will
Yeah,
I
go.
don't know
I'm
if-
co-chairing.
Would Bjorn be intrigued by something of like people congregating?
If they're being quite noisy, he might go over, see what's going on.
And obviously you've got Gruzeel. I don't know if any of your other companions wish to watch your first sermon.
I don't think Vela would.
I think Alarias would for the first one.
Elizora is
Excellent.
watching curiously from the crow's nest.
Peeking over.
So Tim tries his best to make eye contact with everyone in the crowd. Thank you all for gathering today under the light of our Lady, our Lady Joylive. We've been living off of her bounty for quite some time, and it feels like we, owe her something back. So I thought that I would take it upon myself to spread some of her teachings to you, our new and devoted followers. Is there any reaction from the crowd? I'm guessing not.
Roll persuasion check.
Converts everyone.
Could you imagine that 20? Even people on the lower decks.
I'm hoping for. Which just booms out. Oh my god, it's a nat 20.
That's
Holy
Oh
shit.
god.
genuinely
A roll 20,
amazing.
nat 20.
Amazing. Okay, so
Is a nat 20?
at first, Tim, your words, they're a little difficult to get out. You haven't had to speak in front of this many people before. There's a certain sense of stage fright there, but after these words are feeling joyless with you, suddenly you begin to see a crowd forming. A very large crowd.
I would imagine Vela's joining as well. Like she's hearing this.
Bjorn, you've heard the noise and you're curious to go see deckhands that were going to go to their quarters to go to sleep, just suddenly decide to get out of bed and check out what's going on. Even Tiff has rushed out from the kitchen just to curiously check out what's going on. You've got Archer, Hark Synthesis, Doward, everyone's there. Just watching as you give this piece, very, very curious as what you have to say and genuinely intrigued about these teachings of Joylif that you have to give to them.
Oh my god.
Whether this is Joylif assisting you in some way or just your natural prowess of persuasive religion discussion, you're unsure, but there you are. Your people, these people. You have a crowd.
Yes, all of you, yes. The more believers, the more happy the Lady Joylif above will be. Yes, it's wonderful to praise her, and it's easy, you know. You praise her just by simply living, by being yourself, and by growing and helping others around you grow, and these blessings that Joylif bestows upon us, they can manifest in physical ways, in wonderful physical ways. Umbra, my friend, Umbra, did you bring the crystal?
Yes, I did. He'll reach into his satchel and pull out the crystal. I like that.
To see him brandish the crystal, it has purified his soul, and we will one day we will be able to embed the crystal in ourselves and unlock new reaches of power we cannot even imagine for now. There was one other thing.
Gentle pause on the stage.
Let me check my messages. Thing.
Like the crowd is like intrigued at this kind of thing, and after you say that, there's some clapping and some people are sort of really nodding at you, and you can tell that.
Can I make it emit
you can
light?
tell you've got the crowd.
Can I make it emit light, Arthur, with my magical tinkering?
I think that is one of your capabilities.
It is indeed. Yep, I can make it glow with light.
Oh.
Can you, Umbra, roll deception with advantage?
Nice.
Because I get the point you're showing us. Oh, it's a beautiful crystal that brandishes the light of Joylif.
It's not made out of rock salt, is it?
I got with advantage.
Yes.
That's handy. 18 with advantage.
18.
Would have been 4 without.
Okay, the boy is straight up on his knees.
Oh my god!
Like he's crying, like he's genuinely crying.
Oh my god!
Thinking, they all look like they've all found some kind of purpose in themselves in this.
Wow.
A lot of the deckhands are looking that way. The lizard folk have now sort of crowded round, and a couple of them are kind of looking questioningly, but they're not frowning. They're not upset by any of this. They're just looking questioningly, curious, and you can tell that some of the other people, Archer, Hark Synthesis, they're looking on in curiousness, but you don't think that you quite won them over into belief.
Okay, that's fine. Tim's got a coup de grace, a climax. He sort of builds up into talking about the sanctity of life, and how the sanctity of life can be extended to corpses. He repeats his brother's words. Everyone deserves a second chance at life, even if their life has been taken from them. He waits for applause. Sometimes when we can't give others the gift of a second chance, we can ensure that their immortal components, their bodies, they live on through us. Umbra, my friend tried to teach me this quite early, you see. He
No.
he grew some unholy mouths on my hands, and at first I thought it was some horrid devilry, but now I realize that those mouths were sent by Joyleth herself. They were for me to eat, to feed, and most importantly, to speak. Now, I need a volunteer.
The boy.
There's gotta be one.
Could you roll persuasion again this time with advantage? And from what Umbra just did as well, I'm going to give you his modifier as well. So you get your modifier, his modifier, and advantage. Because that's just this is just the best like combo ever.
What's Umbra's
Persuasion.
modifier?
Is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
+2.
+2.
Just wonderful.
That's an unnatural 20.
Wow.
Wow.
And
Okay.
You got another naturally. You got
unnatural
advantage.
20.
Okay, so
That's not 20 again, Arthur.
you have like
Wow.
several deckhands put their hands up.
This is gonna be so
Even
wrong.
Heart Synthesis kind of looks around for a second,
Oh, shit.
and then he kind of puts his hand up, and then Archer kind of sees him do this and then puts his hand up. Doward is looking around at both of them, kind of like, oh, all right, and puts his hand up as well. Everyone but the lizard folk, and I don't know what each of your
I'm
characters.
gonna be shaking my head if anyone looks at me.
I think Gruzeel's mostly going to be stunned. I think more than anything else, that it's just had this much effect on people.
I mean,
I don't think it's affected him, but I think it's
Tim's words have resounded.
yeah. He's just like,
True.
what?
But yeah, everyone, bar all of you, of course, and the lizard folk are putting their hands up.
How's Berry? Like the Berry dealing with all this as well.
Barry's not in the crowd.
Interesting.
Do you look for Barry, like properly?
At this point, I mean, he'll look in the. No, that was more me, OC, asking that.
Okay,
I'm not
just
OC.
checking. Okay, cool. So you have all these hands in the air.
So Tim is going to point straight. I'm sorry, I've forgotten his name again, but the armless mage.
Oh, Temrin. So Temrin obviously didn't put a hand up because he can't.
Probably feels a bit offended.
Volunteer indeed. Come, wizard. Maybe we can cleanse you of your filthy ways.
So he looks kind of curious when you say that, but he looks around at everybody else seemingly interested and just kind of goes with it.
Cool. So we are going to be taking him down to the morgue in like kind of like it's like we're making like a parade of.
I was about to say,
Oh
so
my
like
God.
he's at the front with you and Umbra, and then you're getting people to march down.
Yeah, we're
behind
parading
you.
him down to the morgue. Tim is shaking up the alchemy jug and is just spraying ale all over like the deckhands
This is
that
a
are
cult.
crowding.
This is a goat.
They're chanting. And yeah, Temrin is being led down to the morgue by Tim and Umbra. They will of course shut the door and try to basically stop anyone coming into the morgue after them.
Okay, so this is interesting.
The brig, I suppose, it's the bottom
Yeah,
floor
the-
that we're
the-
to right now.
The brig, yeah. So that's interesting. Their faith versus their fear of Umbra in the morgue. I genuinely think with that speech, the light and the natural 20 and the unnatural 20, I think they're going to follow you right until
It was
the
two.
end.
Well, it was two nat 20s.
It was two nat 20s
Oh,
actually.
it was two nat 20s.
Two nat 20s.
Okay, yeah, so they're 100% going to follow you to the end. The only people that don't come down is any of you guys that decide not to.
Gruzeel will follow out of like just to make sure nothing bad happens. I think more than anything else.
He's the same. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, as good as Tim is, Umbra's a little bit suspect. Taking
I
anyone
would
to the
be in
morgue,
the same boat.
you know.
Barry
go
and
down
the lizard
to-
folk won't follow. And Tiberius Deepmound isn't there because Tiberius Deepmound is in the brig. So when you come in with the marching thing, he sort of looks around and is like, oh, what is going on?
Jeez.
Everyone's being converted by the looks of things.
Converted to what?
Joyleth, apparently.
Joyleth!
Like people behind, like if you're doing it, Tim, it's just like joy, live, joy.
We're just, trying to make sure that Umbra doesn't, sacrifice somebody to Joyleth or something.
Joy live, and then you hear some people going, grow, help each other grow, help each other grow.
Dear me.
Yeah, and that's following you, and then sort of when you get to the morgue, what do? You have this congregation following you in a line.
So, I mean, my initial idea was just I didn't think this was going to go so well, so I was gonna see if Umbra could give Temerin the ridiculous demon arms, or at least one of them.
I'm gonna.
Sorry, Sandy, you go.
I was going to just say I was going to elbow Elizora to kind of
make sure, with your magic, in case Umbra tries to sacrifice anybody, I wouldn't put it past him. Is there something you can? I probably won't be able to get through the crowd quick enough, but
I can make a show of things.
Okay, cool.
If they try to hurt Temerin, they won't succeed.
Oh, that's good. Thank you, Elizora. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that was laid down before anything happened. Just so,
cool. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay.
So yeah, under the circumstances, I don't know if we'd be able to have the space to actually operate on him. So I think maybe you just have something magic that could impress these people.
Something to impress them. I could take them on a tour of the morgue.
No, what I will say, from a GM perspective, as an artificer, I think you can do prosthetics.
I can, yeah.
And with Umbra's personality, I would be unsurprised if your prosthetics are dead limbs.
Oh, we do have another set of limbs, Tom, that we could put on him.
Oh my god, we do.
So we can give him the gift of arms.
How are you? How? Okay.
The drowned, right?
Yeah, they got loads of bodies.
Sure, yeah. Let's just we have another set of limbs.
Well, I mean, I can't think of any better option, to be honest.
I think that'll impress them, right? And then if we can get this guy crying as well because he's got his arms back, that'll be even more impressive.
Shall we? Maybe you do the operation in the morgue and then keep everyone else out in the brig so they don't see the.
Yeah, we gotta obscure some of the arts as well, so they just think it's like a miracle from Joyleth.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure the morgue doorknob would pick some of them up as well, right?
I think the more doorknob, if any of them touch it, they will sort of go, whoa.
Yeah. So if donations should be brought over to Tim over by the brig. So gonna try and focus the crowd over there while Umbra works.
Well, honestly, you have the room. You can do a lot of what you want with these people.
Wow.
Elizora will volunteer to assist Umbra.
Umbra will say, "Nobody must enter the sanctum."
Yeah. Maybe I don't know. Would you need an assistant?
No, Umbra doesn't need it. This is he's just about to get in the zone here. It's gonna be like magic.
I would advise. I understand, Umbra. You probably don't need any help, but I would prefer if somebody just observed.
I'll be Temerin's moral support if you were to fall unconscious.
I mean, she won't help you with the surgery. She'll observe.
Tim can come in as another follower of Joyleth, Tim can enter.
I will accept whatever the purpose of this is. If it is to help me in some way, I believe your words. They are very believable, Master Tim, Your Grace, whatever we call you.
Yes, if you
I
would
believe in
prefer me
Joyleth's
to be by
guidance.
your bedside, I will come in.
To place a gloved hand on him and like guide him and be like, "Come, brother."
Yes.
Oh crap! I mean, if he's the fact that he's like said okay and he's given consent,
True.
we're kind of
Oh,
stuck.
yeah.
Captain's
Give me
consent, though.
consent.
To the dimly lit workshop, and around he will see various appendages
Captain,
propped up,
Can overall.
suspended.
Well, I mean, at least like he'll motion you to at least go to the door. So if you need to burst in, you can do.
And Umbra will say, "Kneel, if you are a true follower of Joyleth."
I think
To
at
the
the very
room.
least, at the very least, Gruzeel would go towards the door and at least stand outside the door, listening in.
Heel.
Kneel.
Kneel. He would
Yep.
kneel.
Okay. Umbra's going to
Say
take out
hi.
his
I
sickle,
trust in Joyleth's guidance.
and he's going to say, "Here we seek to discover the secrets of life, the secrets of the universe that Joyleth has set before us. Will you join us on this path?"
I am your humble servant.
Umbra's going to lift his hand up and use the sickle and like cut his hand, and like the blood will like trickle down. And he'll say, "Do you pledge yourself to Joyleth, not only in body but in mind and spirit?"
Roll persuasion. Trust me, I've adjusted the DC for everything that's gone on so far.
Wow, I actually got 21.
Oh my
Damn,
god!
these rolls
Yeah.
tonight, man.
Why
Yeah.
is it?
Why is it
he
nat
just-
20s on the sketchiest shit possible?
I know.
He's literally just like, yes, I pledge myself.
Oh god.
I am her servant.
He hasn't got an arm, has he? So I'm just gonna
Nope.
make like a cut like on his shoulder, I guess. And Umbra will like clasp it and say,
He winces slightly, but he accepts that what must be done.
"And with this mingling of our blood, we have
No,
become one under Joyleth. Now, arise and take your place." And he'll gesture to like a workbench.
He steadily gets back up with a bit of trouble, but he gets there, and he finds a workbench, or the workbench he directs him to, and he hops himself onto it.
To his eyelids and sort of close them and be like, "Rest now, brother. When you awake, you will have a gift, a great gift from Joyleth herself."
He closes his eyes and he sort of says, like, sleep? What do you wish of me? Sorry, say that again.
Be at peace with yourself.
And he lays there as calm as he can.
Okay, cool. So, okay, I'm gonna try and attach the arms.
What arms are you trying to attach?
I just messaged you.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
We don't like the sound of this.
I mean,
What do you think? I have got several other arms actually now that I'm looking through.
for his torso,
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be a little bit too big, especially considering he would have been like a large creature in regards to carrying weight and everything, but a medium creature in regards to size.
Yeah,
So I'd
modify.
say probably just a
Got some-
little
I
bit
can put
too
some
big.
guard arms then from the guard bodies I've got.
Yeah, I think that would work better. They'd still be
Okay.
more muscular than he would necessarily have, but they wouldn't be ridiculous.
Okay,
Fucking
that's
tree
fine.
lifters arms.
So I'm gonna put on the.
Wait, how do you get tree lifters arms? How the-
I don't know how. Yeah, 'cause who else would he would have had access to?
I'm gonna put on the arms of one of the guards then.
Less you know, the better. Really.
Yeah,
But
don't cry.
things happened. Maybe you note that down for the Q&A and we can tell you later.
Yeah. Okay, then. So for now, I'll do a guard's arms.
Okay.
Yeah, I will attempt to attach them.
Okay. So what you're doing is essentially you are making two magic items,
Okay.
essentially, which are physical arms for an amputee.
Yep.
This will take longer than one night.
Okay.
You can attach them tonight, but they will not work tonight.
How long will it take to get them working?
So it's not it's not an uncommon thing to have like magical prosthetics, and what you're trying to do is have something that can just physically move as the thing before did. So, for example, if in some cases druids would use like plant life to replicate motion of a particular limb. Mages might perhaps decide to find some kind of like doll-like thing and then use magic to control it in some way. You know that he knows how to use Mage Hand, so maybe there's something you can do there. I'd say this will probably take I'd say it's going to take those two guard arms, but on top of that, it's going to take a few other materials, probably costing up to 50 GP. Those materials I can give you either detail, or you can just say, I'm going to go back to Boston tomorrow, spend 50 GP, and I'll have all those materials. Because it's going to be like fabric, sewing, needles, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Boston, get it all.
And it's probably going to be you haven't done this before, so I'd say 2 to 4 weeks. It could be 2 to 4 weeks and you'll be able to do both arms, or it's going to be 2 to 4 weeks. Because you're doing them at the same time, you might be able to do it all in one go.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna work. Umbra's basically just gonna focus completely on this, and he'll go to Boston and get the stuff. I've got 30. 40.
So is this going to take his infused item slots then?
This isn't. This is him creating a magic item. This isn't an infused item. If it was an infused item, you could do it like that.
Right.
I infuse them as well at the end. I'll see. Does Joylif have like a logo or like a symbol?
Yeah. I wonder if Kim remembers it.
Hang on.
If she does, I'll add a glowing tattoo of Joylif.
It's like I believe we said it was grapes.
Oh no, it's your own one, isn't it? Of course.
In a sort of triangular form, kind of a bit like the Triforce, upside down.
Okay. Can I add a glowing one of that to like there or something?
What? So you're going to infuse the arm to do that?
Yep.
Okay, and then you're going to create the magic item. So you'll sew the arms on tonight, but you know you're going to need the material to use a particular type of thread, a thread that you can enchant with magic. So then essentially his nervous system and the nervous system of these arms that are, deadened will match up and regenerate to connect to each other. And then through magic, he'll be able to use these hands.
Okay.
But for tonight, he will have attached arms.
Woo.
Whether or not he can do anything with them is kaput.
Okay, cool. Yep, I will do that. I will not add the symbol of Joylif yet. I think once the arms are fully working, I'll put on the tattoo to show that Joylif has given her like seal of approval on it.
Question about this.
Mm-hmm.
Just generally, are you sedating him? Are you doing any kind of anesthesia? Knocking him out? Or you just told him to basically lay down there and be at peace?
No, but once he closes, he closes his eyes and puts
It's a
himself.
big frying
at
pan
peace.
that comes up and goes bang.
Yeah.
I'll. Do I have anything to knock him out?
Sleep spell would be great.
I do
He's
not
an
have
elf,
a
isn't
sleep
he?
spell.
No, he's not. He's human, isn't he?
He is human.
How much is he? Just like a commoner?
No, he's not. Well, I'm
So he's
not
got
any whiz.
more than like 4 HP or whatever it is.
Well, he's a wizard of some kind.
So he won't have high. He won't have loads of HP, but he'll be more than a commoner.
Powerful enough.
We could beat him.
Yeah, you're gonna have to beat
It'll
him.
kind of ruin like the sanctity of the ritual if I have to keep whacking him to knock him out.
You're just gonna
Wow.
have
Tim,
to.
do you have anything to put him to sleep?
I'm not gonna lie. He might feel a bit differently about you if you beat him up.
Is there
That
a way
was
like,
going to
just
be
put him
my
sleep?
question: is that how much of a sound does Temerin make water from outside the side of the door during all this?
Well, that's why I'm asking about the sedation.
yeah.
Tim, do you have a way to put him to sleep? I could give him a potion, but it will use up one of my slots if he drinks it.
He might be your only option because what options have you got? Because I think a lot of us are spent.
I don't think Tim has anything like that.
I don't
No,
have
Tim.
anything.
Yeah, Tim's spent. Yeah.
I've got all my slots. Oh yeah, because Umbra didn't go to fight the monster, so I could just give him Ray of Sickness potions until he falls asleep.
Wow. Yeah, let's just load him up with poison.
I'm going to burn you out with poison, and then after that, I'll, you can do what you want.
There's got to be a way to knock him out. Why is it so hard in D&D to just make someone unconscious?
I mean, we've discussed something like this before. When you were stealthing, you can essentially try to suffocate him until he goes unconscious.
It might be like uncomfortable for him though. I'm trying
There's
to think
no
of
way
like a
that he can
comfortable way.
cooperate.
The thing is, there's only so much of that they'll be able to do because, like, fight and flight, your natural instincts will come in. Like, you won't be able to just.
There will be a point where he will react.
And then, as soon as he reacts, we're bursting through the door.
You
That's
could
the
tell
problem.
him he's going to feel a pinch.
Pinch.
You know,
Around, you're gonna have a pinch around your neck.
warn him. Tell him to grit your teeth. I don't know. It's up to you. What do you want to do?
What they did in the past.
Have you not got any herbs or anything? Like, have
Yeah,
you
in the
got a
10th
bag?
century, they actually just had narcotics, like which they mixed with like wine and stuff. So
I mean, I think you've got herbs and shit.
yeah, so can I just
Mess
give him one of my herbs?
Okay.
I'll mix it with like wine, or I'll like douse like some cloth with it or something, and I'll just kind of like I'll cut the back of his head and I'll just put it on him to.
Okay, I'm going to say that it makes perfect sense for Umbra to have that shit on him.
Yeah.
Okay, so he takes it willingly. He lays down. He's laying there with his eyes open, and then at one point you just see his eyes kind of roll back, and his pupils dilate, and he's just suddenly. You see his head sort of roll a little bit, and then it rolls back, and he kind of just goes, "Whoa."
Oh my god.
And you're comfortable. He's sedated.
Cool.
At least either that or just completely spaced out.
Umbra will look at Tim and say, "Tonight we do something great. The beginning of something more." He'll raise his bone implements.
Wow.
Yeah, Tim will what's it called?
Well, you're currently outside with all the
I
crowd.
want to bless the instruments.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I'm
He
outside
came
with
in
the
with me.
crowd. Oh,
You're
No,
outside
he
with
came
me.
with me. I thought.
No,
Tim.
did he?
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
you did. Never mind.
It's Tim. You said Tim was the only one. Tim's the only one that's allowed in.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
did
just
he?
thought
Yeah,
he went in.
Tim's the only one that's allowed in, but
We
Tim
didn't actually
never
go. Okay,
went
fine.
in.
So Umbra will just say it to himself instead of saying it's Tim, and then raise the implements and get to work.
And Tim, you have a crowd outside of people basically fully in belief.
Oh god.
You have done well. Perhaps
Hmm.
too well, who knows?
Yeah. So I think I don't know how you could even link it into Joyleth. I guess it's still the like Mother Earth giving to you. But Tim would try to sort of stir up some enthusiasm for hunting parties. The ship well fed. Keep stocks of fish up and stuff. To fill
It
the
could
time,
be,
basically. Tell stories of great exploits.
gather the slow, the old, the ready to die fish. Gather those that have given their life to joy.
Yeah.
Fully grown
Pretty
and
much
as
that.
large as possible, basically. So largest catch. Like you're looking for that kind of stuff. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would totally work. You sort of see, obviously the lizard folk aren't there, but those that are sort of the main fishermen, the main foragers, they're like, yeah, for Joyleth. Joyleth, for Joyleth. Joyleth.
Excellent. Yes.
This certainly got out of hand really quickly.
Telling me.
Oh, it was
It's
meant
just,
to be.
I mean, I assume this is nothing I really necessarily need to worry about. I mean, it's just faith, I guess.
Oh, it's a wonderful new chapter for our crew.
Isolate faith isn't too
Times of
bad.
plenty are ahead.
When everyone's in the same faith, that makes it dangerous.
I guess all I can do at the moment is monitor this and hope it doesn't spiral out of control.
The man who controls the group. We're the man who controls the herd.
Yes, this is true. But I'd like to think Tim wouldn't do anything unbecoming with this force.
He straight up asked for a volunteer to go into the morgue, and they accepted willingly. That is powerful in itself.
This power might corrupt him. I think we should watch out for him.
Yes,
And Umbra. You know, this is a scheming duo.
indeed. I mean, we remember the how we found out Umbra was a changeling. You know, they are indeed in cahoots of some description.
Yeah.
I would suggest we collectively keep an eye and make sure nothing bad happens.
In some ways, it's a good way to control the crew, but you know, we don't want to be manipulating people.
Exactly. Well, I think if Umbra was going to do anything extremely bad, we would have heard something by now.
Should I peek my head in?
Speaking
You
of
cannot violate the sanctity of the workspace.
Umbra, can you roll a dexterity check with your proficiency, please?
He's a professional guy. He knows how to do this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, this is all about sewing bodies, so
13?
13.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound good.
You're not really happy with it.
Lucky point. I'm going to use the lucky point.
Of course.
This is all my lucky points, which just seem to just completely vanish whenever I take lucky.
I don't even know why you have it.
What
Every
lucky?
character.
Just a
Every
situation.
character.
That's a staple. As soon as you get the first feat, it's always lucky.
It's got to be lucky,
Yeah,
man.
lucky.
It's got to be lucky. Unless it's something which suits the person a bit better, like Kruss got like his own thing. 16. Oh, plus my proficiency, right?
Yeah, your dex.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
your 2.
yep. Yeah. So yeah, 16. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Am I happy with it?
you are. So you feel like the arms are well attached, good position. You've sewn them on tightly. These stitches should hold comfortably for the time for you to do the rest of the work. But yeah, you just know that you probably won't be able to use them at all. Not until you can get those materials and go that way.
It's okay. He'll take time.
Unless someone can truly get Joylift's attention, but then again, you're not sure how much you believe that.
I'm expecting another crystal for this, by the way.
I actually thought you were going to start peddling crystals.
No, I want the crystals.
I was thinking more from Tim's perspective.
Oh, right.
Mm.
I'll shut
Like-
my window. 2-6.
This is the crystal that will channel the power of Joylift. They are yours for 100 gold.
Okay, so Tim's got the room outside. Gruzeel and Elizora are kind of watching on as this newfound belief and faith of your crew is beginning to muster. Alarias, you're obviously seeing this all too. People that you thought were very strong-minded in their ways are all now down here chanting. You're still can't see Berry. Not really sure where he's gone.
Traitor! We should find him.
To be fair, there's quite a lot of people who probably wouldn't really necessarily be looking, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think Umbra and Tim would notice Berry would be gone, but I think Gruzeel and Elizora and Alarias, who are kind of almost an audience to the current events rather than being involved in them themselves, would notice.
I don't think Alarias would do anything.
Actually, and we walked throughout the whole ship as well, and we would have seen him otherwise.
Assumedly, unless he was in his quarters.
Well, yeah,
he's,
one of the things.
Stranger, we haven't seen Berry anywhere.
I'll look for him. Maybe he's just missing his friends.
Maybe
And-
you could be in
and
his quarters.
She'll
I
wink
suppose.
at Gruzeel when she says friend,
Okay.
hinting at something else that was discussed with Barry. He could be missing.
I'll see. Right. Yes.
All right. I'll wait here. Just in case.
Barry.
All right. I'll wait at the door while Elizora does that.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, Gruzeel, but there is no noise. There isn't even a squint or a squelch. All you hear from Temerin is the muttering name of Joylift.
I mean, after like half an hour of standing in front of the door, I think he's just going to be like, well, even Umbra wouldn't be able to contain himself for half an hour if he was gonna chop something off. We'd have heard something within half an hour.
I don't think Tim would keep the entire crew there for half an hour. I think after he ran out of stuff to say, I'd probably let him disperse. I did want the nice big reveal of him coming out with the arms, but it seems like that's going to take a while.
Well, to be honest,
Probably let the crew get back to their jobs.
he could. I mean, he'll still be in a bit of a state, but he could come out with the arms, just won't be able to move them.
he could jiggle. Could he not jiggle his body? Or...
It'd be like
Well,
jelly arms.
yeah.
I think that's by
He's in a
far
bit
the
of a
best
Oh,
option here.
wait.
he's in a bit of a trance. So
Dom, I've had an idea.
Because we need to. Okay, well, because we need to send these people back to work with a bang,
Yeah.
and
Finisher.
just to stick in their mind so they come to the next one.
Oh my god.
well,
So many. What happened to the memory potion?
So scared.
These are all-
So scared.
Joylift will provide.
Oh, God.
Gruzeel.
Deary me. We're just gonna be. That's what we're gonna be known for, aren't we? We're gonna be the Joylift pirates. That's what this is. What's gonna happen?
Not very menacing, is it?
Some things may occur
So,
from
Arthur?
this.
Arthur, I'm going to message you what we're going to do.
Oh god.
Deary me.
Oh,
Deary me. And yeah. Otherwise, if after that amount of time has passed, Gruzeel will try looking for Berry as well. Oh, check all the rooms down here. Because it's all just storage, so he might be in some of those, and then if not there, go up the floor, check the quarters, check all these other little front rooms. You know, basically just thoroughly check the ship for Barry.
Okay, cool. I'm now in a sneaky discussion. Right, okay. So you're gonna basically go around checking the Barry after all this, or do you get bored before?
After the half an hour.
After half an hour. So I think at the half an hour mark, someone might literally. So it will be just as the half an hour, as you're turning around, you see Temrin peer out with his hands in the air.
He is, everyone! He lives!
Hands in the air. Okay.
And he's now got no arms. And says, Joyleth has blessed me with my arms again. Hands to do things that a wizard should do. But
Can
she
I-
has
can I-
told me that I must rest.
Can I try and poke the arms?
The arms feel real.
I.
Very, very physical. And he basically says, she has commanded me to rest. Otherwise, I will lose these arms and never be able to use them again. I must rest for a fortnight or more. I'm not sure yet. But I must wait for Joyleth to command me again, so I go into the dedicated hands of Umbra and Tim,
Oh my god.
our
Umbra.
closest teachings to Joyleth are our teachers, our tutors.
Would he make this connection? Would he make this connection? OC, like, it's Umbra that's just shapeshifted.
What?
Wait, so yeah, he is actually holding up his arm, sorry.
His
Yeah.
his arms are up in the air, and he's like praising Umbra
And Joyleth, yeah.
and Joyleth, and
They were
like
pretty religious before anyway. They were like,
in half an hour, would he make the connection? But then he knows that Umbra is a changeling.
Can you all watching this just roll an insight check?
Okay.
I'd probably roll as well. I don't know if
Yeah,
Umbra's
yeah,
that powerful enough to do it in half an hour.
Like,
I think you all have a good reason to roll. Especially being that Sonny has mentioned that.
right,
12.
I got a 14. The suspense is killing me.
wait, is Dom DC'd?
I think so.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were your rolls?
14.
I got 12.
14.
Because only me and you there.
Does Elizora roll?
She's looking for Berry, so she's not in there.
She's gone looking for Barry. Tim. I don't know if Tim would roll or if Tim would.
What's this for? Sorry, I got disconnected.
So Temrin has come out, his arms raised, saying, Joyleth has blessed me with hands again, with arms, to do what a wizard should be able to do. She has gifted me with this, but she has told me that I must rest, and that I must rest and not be disturbed for at least a fortnight, possibly longer, and to listen and keep to the teachings of Umbra and Tim, as they are our closest connection to Joyleth.
And basically, like, and Gruzeel poked the arms, and they're real arms.
They're real arms. You poke the arms and they're real arms.
Yeah, but OC, like, I believe this is Umbra because he's a changeling.
No, he wouldn't do that.
So
Yeah, that's fair.
I know I would
'cause
say
he-
it's Elizora if I was dead. I know.
So basically, Temrin will then walk backwards back into the room and close the door behind him.
So scared.
Tim, do you feel the need to insight check this? Is there
Not
any
in the
reason to?
slightest.
No, I
Nah,
didn't think so.
no reason.
Right.
I assume if the crowd is going ape shit,
Oh,
it's all
they're lapping it
back to the
up.
station.
They're like, praise Joylith, praise her gift. She grew him
They've
new
got
arms.
what you have seen. If you believe, you will be blessed too.
They're all like, they all crowd you something, Tim. They're just like, how must we pray to Joylith? For there certain words? Must we say certain things? Like, you are being battered with questions.
Yes, you must live your life to the fullest. You must be kind to others. And you must remember, everyone deserves a second chance.
I assume we.
They'll all take that and they'll sort of look at each other and there's a certain camaraderie about this now, where deckhands that would walk next to each other simply to walk next to each other now go arms over shoulders. They speak to each other with passion. There's a certain connection they now have as they wander back up the decks. Elizora, you do find Berry, and he's in his quarters. Basically, you knock on a locked door, and Berry says, "Yeah, come in." And he unlocks it.
By the way, I assume me and Alarias failed our insights.
Yeah.
It looks like Temrin. Felt like Temrin's arm. Assumedly, it's Temrin.
It is Cameron.
Okay.
Really?
I find it. I almost don't believe it.
I
I'd
don't know
say
what to believe.
you have the feeling that it's so impossible, it must be true.
I just is this the power of Joylith? Is she able to do these things? I assume it's a she.
I mean, I didn't think Umbra could do that kind of shit, so Joylith can do that. And
I mean,
Not for now.
I suppose if I mean, I guess she has all these extra followers, and if Umbra is able to like channel that, I guess it makes sense. I don't know. Is that how it works?
It's a high priest of Jordan.
That's exactly how it works. The more you believe, the more you will receive.
I see. Wow, this is most confusing. But I guess I'll have to. I don't know why he would rest in the morgue specifically, but that you would think that'd be the last place you'd want to choose to rest. But I guess we leave him to it.
And then Gruzeel will sort of walk off and try and find Elizora and wherever Berry is.
Anybody want to do anything else in that situation? Alarias, you've got the floor, basically.
I think he won't care as much as looking for Berry. He'll probably just stick around, just to make sure everything disperses and nothing.
As everyone disperses, you see Tiberius Deep Mound kind of just sitting in the middle of the brig, like the actual brig, and looking around just like, I did not see what happened. I'm too short. And he's like, because he's halfling level, he saw nothing. He heard voices, that was it.
I'll fill him in.
Did Bjorn get caught up in all this, by the way?
Well, he saw everything. I think it would be up to you on whether
Bjorn's
he
gonna-
would have followed and seen and watched and what his opinion of it would have been.
Bjorn's gonna approach Tim.
Tim, you are approached by Bjorn. I feel like we've lost Tim.
I think he's DC'd. I can approach him later.
We'll
We'll
move
do
on.
that later. Elizora, you find Barry in his room. He unlocks the door for you and sits back down in bed.
You right there, Barry? You've been kind of subdued almost.
Have I? It's just weird. I've spent all this time without anyone really realizing anything, and then you come aboard and you spot me straight away. I don't know, fate, chance, spy, who knows? I don't know you. Not really.
We take this opportunity now to get to know each other. I have stories about you, about Bluebeard, and I'm sure you have some stories about him too. We can have a drink or two and just kick back some memories. I'm
I think
sure
that'd be
that
nice.
neither that you really haven't had a chance to mourn him.
I will. When we have a funeral. Whether it be obvious or not, I will. I mean, you know what? I don't know if you do. Seem to live lived a lot longer than most, so probably know what a pirate council funeral is like.
Oh,
Lovely. Told me
I
about them, so I think I will.
It's a sad and happy affair, but it doesn't happen every day.
You mentioned it was a spectacle. Moving. I think his will be too.
Depends on how much you partake. You see, the wreckage is a bit of a dire place, but because it's damp and dank, it grows a special kind of mushroom that, if you take it, everything looks spectacular. Now, I'm going to tell you this and don't tell anyone else, but if you drink the beer at one of these funerals, it's laced with that mushroom. And that's what makes it so much more special.
Oh wow. Okay. Didn't know that. Makes sense. I mean, pirates. I don't think anyone's going to care about partaking a little bit of narcotics.
There's nothing painful. It's just makes the lights a little bit brighter.
The gold a bit shinier.
Precisely.
Forward then I'll probably definitely be taking one of those ales. So you did you miss him? I mean, I know it's been a decade. Whatever. No. I guess I've only known him a little bit in the last couple of years. And, like, do you miss working with him?
He had a way about him that was entertaining to work with, but let's just say there's a reason why we agreed to split. He liked his way the way it was, and let's just say sometimes I like my way too, and it's just we're two strong-headed fools trying to make our way in the world. Sometimes it just didn't always see eye to eye.
Yeah, I get that. And he takes a swig. By this point, Gruzeel,
one of the
you'll
few
find
men I
him
respect.
sitting there.
Well, it depends though. If they're in his quarters, I suppose I'd check the quarters anyway, and I'd probably hear them.
The door. I mean, I don't know if Elizora would have like properly shut the door, left it slightly ajar or what, but you'd be able to hear them talking through the wall.
I'll probably just knock on the door and go, "Is everything okay in there? You okay in there, Barry?"
Yeah, come in. Why not?
Oh, okay.
It's only a small room, but whatever, you know.
Cozy. Actually, I don't know why I'm saying that because I used to be in this room.
Yeah, this was your room, wasn't it?
Yeah. Looks the same.
Yeah. It's a ship. Rooms are pretty similar, apart from the captain's quarters, of course.
Yes.
I have a piano.
Yes. Do you know the piano?
No.
Ah, that's sad. Will he
Yes.
teach you?
Sure. That could be quite entertaining.
Piano. He's a little bit tipsy at this point. He's kind of leaning on his pillow and it's sinking too much, and he's kind of like,
So, how's it going, everybody?
it's fine. Actually, I said I was going to tell you some things about Bloodbeard, and me and Elizora were talking about swapping stories, so I might as well. He then goes into a tale of his about a fierce fight. There was a Dragonborn named Scalecat, captain of Dragonborn only on a ship. He thought that they were a better race, a stronger race, and that they deserved to own the seas. But there was one human that constantly bested him, and that was Bloodbeard. Bloodbeard never killed the boy. I mean, this scale cap was only like 18, 19. He considered him strong-headed. And Bloodbeard, he essentially felt if the young are going to be fools, then it's up to the more wise to give them a chance to make some mistakes. There was a day that he made one last final constant mistake. He attacked again and again at Bloodbeard and his cutlass, and at last, and finally, Bloodbeard had had enough. So he took his arm, he left him to the embarrassment with his crew. Basically knew that they were going to rip him to pieces. But he knew he couldn't let him take another inch. What he's trying to tell you, and what you glean from this story, is that he's trying to stay. Bloodbeard didn't always give no quarter. He wasn't merciless, but he knew where the line was. There's only a certain amount of disrespect you can take. So
That makes sense.
Is there anything else anybody else wanted to do?
I'll probably tell Barry what happened with the sermon, Tamarind, Umbra, everything, and also inform him that we've brought Tamarind on
I
board.
left it in there earlier.
We brought Tamarind on board, what he can do, and for him to find a position. He was technically without arms when we brought him in, but he may end up having arms. So I don't know how that's going to work in terms of finding him something to do on the ship. But he's more magically inclined than physically inclined.
Oh well, I guess I should check him out in the morning.
Yeah, he's apparently resting in the morgue.
Is that a problem if I go check him out? We've never had a religious nature.
No, I don't think so. I've got no issue with it. I mean, the morgue is part of the ship. You're the quartermaster, technically, so...
No, I'm thinking more in regards to this whole religion thing.
Oh.
I don't know, am I being disrespectful? I don't get
I mean, it's not exactly like it's a chapel, so I can't imagine why you couldn't go in there.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'll see if I can talk to him tomorrow. Get a gauge for what his focuses and interests can be. Hey, if he's a magic user like Alarias, maybe he'll make a good potion.
Maybe yes.
Repair the ship, that'd be great. Ooh,
Hello.
maybe he's one of those guys who enhances things. Enchants things. I don't know what the word is.
I don't really know how his magic specializes in. Maybe you can go talk to him with Alarias. Maybe he'll be able to understand a bit more about his magical ways.
Yeah, we'll have a discussion. That can be tomorrow.
Excellent. Well, in the meantime, I have got an appointment with Slayer that I'd better keep. So I will.
Okay.
Yes. I'll speak to you all tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.
And Gruzeel will go find Slayer.
Was that a bit abrupt? I felt a bit abrupt.
They're not a fan of me.
Maybe I'm just a little tipsy. So do you, Elizora, just want to share stories for the rest of the night or go off and do anything else?
Yeah, I dropped you a DM about what the content of that discussion would be like.
Yep. I'll look at that later. I have a feeling it won't come into impact on this session anyway, so
Nah,
I'll
right.
probably look at that later. While we're here though, Elizora, could everyone who is not recording deafen? Could those recording take their headphones off, apart from Matt?
Uh-oh.
Oh dear. Alright, hang on.
I'm just gonna take my headset off.
Cool. Okay. Your hawk has been posting you with details for the evening. Elena has walking and running. Nothing seems to be chasing her. But then she runs into an old lady. An old lady that seems to be cloaked. This old lady guides her through the trees. For a time, your hawk loses them, but then she finds them again. A very small wooden hut.
Oh.
And this old lady is greeted while holding Elena's arm, gently guiding her, seemingly easing her pain or her fear, into this hut where two other old ladies greet them. Could you roll one more perception check with your walk? Assumedly, if it's taking a closer look.
Why not? Is this go with advantage or disadvantage? Is it with because is it disadvantage?
It's straight roll.
Okay.
It's yes.
It's a 19.
It's 19. There is this hut. Seems to be old and creaky, but it's in the middle of this swampish area. What is behind the hut is a dead tree. Hanging from it is the skeleton of a tiefling man with some of his red flesh still remaining.
Something's gonna like that. That's bad.
It's mainly the legs and stuff. Like it's basically from the chest down is completely gone flesh-wise, and part of the face is gone.
It's a succubus, right?
You know, what you also see is one of the old ladies leave and appears to become a beautiful young noblewoman that begins walking towards North Town. And I'll leave you with that.
This is bad, right? I see. No, but I see. That's bad, right? That sends alarm bells.
Elizora can take it as she would, but she would see many things in her time. Some of which being old ladies not appearing as they are. Possibly not a good situation. Many people have been lost to old ladies not appearing as they are. There are many small tales of old ladies not being who they seem.
Fuck. It's bad news bears. Alright.
And everybody back. Just gonna wave message on the thing.
I'm back.
Nope.
Has.
There we go. It's always one. It's always one not paying attention.
He'll figure it out in a minute.
Maybe not.
Press the wrong button.
Oh,
There we go.
sound
There you
effect.
go.
There you go. Okay.
So what stage of the night do I hear that?
So that last bit is while you're talking with Barry.
Shit. Right. She's gonna go. I'm gonna go. Sorry, Barry. I've got some shit to do. Elena's in trouble.
He's like, what? Do you need help?
We might need you on the ship.
Of course.
She'll grab Alarias, Tim, Bjorn, basically the people who came out with her before, and Gruzeel. Be like, Elena's been accosted by an old lady in the woods, and there's outside the hut there's a tiefling body hanging from the tree, really decayed.
She's in trouble.
This is bad. Either it's a hag or a succubus or some kind of thing. Elena's in trouble.
Oh,
Can we get there in time?
how long do we have?
She probably won't last the night.
Shit.
Oh, yeah, we have to make a decision
We're
again
gonna-
tonight.
We're gonna have to. Yeah, I agree. We're gonna need to go and get her. We're not exactly in the best of shape, but we don't really have much choice. I suggest we get as many. Well,
We could potentially sail the ship
or
around to get us closer.
whereabouts is it on the thing?
It's the other side of the island, the north side of the island, I think.
Isn't that where the fleet is, though?
Yeah, so the barracks.
No, that's
places.
North Town, though. It's not that North Town.
Move map
So,
clear.
so where are we
So-
looking here?
You saw her around here.
Right.
See where this lake is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could probably comfortably get to out here.
So you saw her around here.
Yeah.
You saw the other thing go off towards
North Town, which is
this.
there.
Well, that's North Town. There's no way we can go in there.
I mean, that's a minor thing. It's getting to Elena first.
Yeah. So the question is can we park the ship up here? Because if that's a cliff, there's not a lot we can do.
It is a cliff.
So we're gonna have to go
So
for.
before I think Elizora and Alarias knows that essentially most of the edges of the Isle of Bosti is cliff edges, apart from these sandy beaches at certain places.
So what
So
we're gonna
essentially, everywhere there's like a little brown sort of tinge, that's a cliff edge, and all the yellow is beaches. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't ascend a cliff edge in some way, but obviously, it's not an easy get the boat there, walk on
Yeah.
the beach situation.
I think right. What
Slow
we're
us
gonna
down too much.
yeah. I think we could be better off going on foot. I don't really see any other way that we can do that.
No chance
Yeah,
you can
'cause-
pull out any more elks.
I can only do one at a time, unfortunately. But I mean, 3 of us could ride the singular elk, but that's about it, really. And also, an elk would kind of give it away, or at least if it was running full pelt. So
We need
Probably
speed.
not
I
the
don't
best.
think it matters.
Yeah, As long as we get relatively close with the elk and then sneak
Yeah.
in. But
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
how many of us are there? 6, 5. 5 of us? 5.
Bjorn,
We're not all gonna fit on the thing.
no.
yeah, there's 6 including Elena.
Yeah. So well, I mean, it's only it's more of a question of getting there. But the elk won't fit 5 of us.
No.
So, yeah, we're gonna have to.
Running, boys.
We have to foot that one.
We could just write her off, you know.
No.
She's
That's
not,
not gonna
She
happen.
served us. She served us well. We remember her.
Yeah. No.
it's totally your choice. Leave her there. That's fine.
Yeah. No, we're not gonna do that. I'm trying to think if it's worth bringing any more crew members with us. Is there any more? Because what I'm concerned about is that we're all really like messed up. Like Tim's got no slots. I'm at like 15 health. You know, I don't know whether we're in necessarily good shape. At the very least, in terms of health, we've got 3 potions of healing. I was contemplating at least giving one to me and Tim to rejuvenate us somewhat for this, because we're going to need everything we've got.
Is it right that Umbra's injured? He's showing up as injured on my.
Yeah, apparently.
Hmm.
But I don't know when.
I think he was. Yeah.
I mean, the other question is whether we bring Umbra with us as well. But
Well, what about Temerin as well?
He's
He's-
recuperating.
he was he's told to.
Okay.
He needs to rest.
That could have been helpful.
Everyone's probably out of it. Umbras could be good, but I think
I've got all my slots, but I'm pretty banged up for some reason.
Yeah.
I've got
could
no
do-
lucky points.
Yeah, but you have got healing spells, so it could.
Yeah.
I think
You could-
you'll be.
you could heal you guys before you go instead of saving the health healing potions.
That could
Yeah,
work actually.
Do
Yeah.
that.
All right. Yeah, we'll do that. Actually, we'll do that. Does your thing only targets one person, doesn't it?
One at a time, but I give you 3 potions.
I think that might be helpful, because I think we'll need whatever we can get. So we'll do that. I think we'll go to Umbra, especially me and Tim especially, because I think we're the ones most bashed up.
You gotta use the doorknob to open the door.
Yeah.
Gruzeel,
Do you want us to open the door?
Well, you can knock quickly.
We'll knock. Yeah.
Okay.
what's up?
Gruzeel, can you roll a history check for me, Gruzeel?
Okay. That is a 16. Yeah.
Based on what Elizora said, hag, succubus, whatever else, you would know that if it's hags, they crave, or at least they did in Chrysaea, they crave tragedy. They feed off of it. Feed off of pain.
Only happy people should go to fight them.
So
Yeah.
that means that you may have the night succubus is something that would probably either use Elena to kill other things, or simply use Elena to bed and create more succubuses.
Yeah.
The question is which of those it is.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the other thing that Elizora mentioned.
That's the 2.
Hag succubus, yeah. So, out of those 2 things being mentioned, that
Yeah.
in detail comes to mind. So generally, based on your opinion, it could be that Elena might be used by a succubus, or she might be tortured, essentially, whether it's emotionally or physically.
Either way, we got to
by a hag.
Either way, we have to get there for sure.
Yeah, I'm just giving you a gauge of what you would know, so you can decide time frames.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're pretty much going to have to go straight away. I think, we'll go to Umbra for healing. We'll just knock on the door, and so ask, if Umbra's got any magical abilities to heal us before we go out, or if he has anything for us that could be useful for a rescue mission.
A potion.
I could provide you, rejuvenate you in terms of things you may find useful. How much healing do you require?
As much as you can give us.
Alright, so I'll give you and Tim a potion each, which is 2 of my slots, and tell me if you still need healing after this. So let me roll. So, oops, I didn't mean to do that. So one of you gets 6 health, and another one of you gets 8 health.
I'll take the 6.
Okay, I'll take the 8.
You still need healing?
I'm on 23 out of 50.
Oh god, okay.
Jeez.
So I'll
14
give
out
you
of
another.
27.
Alright, I'll heal you again. You get. Someone gets another 7.
That's right, I'll take. I mean, I'm at the front, so I'll take that.
Okay, I'm out of slots.
That's fine. That's fine. And
uh,
we got 2 potions of heal. Are they strictly potions of healing? What are they? What do they? What's their?
It's cure wounds, isn't it?
Oh, is that what that is? I thought it was like an actual potion. That's fine.
I'm giving you. Yeah, I mean, I rolled my healing and stuff. It's healing word actually. I was casting.
Okay.
And if you want stuff to take with you, I can give you magic stones that you can throw if you want range stuff. I could make a potion. Let me just pull it up. I always forget where it is.
Love magic stones.
You can have as many magic stones as you like. Shit, where is it? I think it's under class features actually.
Yeah, it's past features, or I think we're talking about.
I can make an experimental. Oh, I can make an experimental elixir.
Yeah.
How many can I make? Okay, if I roll well, you'll get another heal. If I don't, something
You roll
something else
badly.
happens, so that's sure.
I mean, they're all
Well,
good stuff anyway. So it's
They're
not.
all yeah. So if I roll,
Might
okay,
as
who
well.
wants to drink this one, and then I'll roll.
Oh, do we just drink it? Do we? Do you
I
not
mean,
know what? It...
you can roll it first.
Oh, okay. Be more funny if you did it. Okay, so Umbra's gonna quickly brew something, and he's gonna kind of peer at it and be like,
This will increase your speed by 10 feet.
That's very, very specific, but thank you.
Might be good for
The elk.
kids.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
And can I make any more?
I think is it just one? It's, you can magically produce up to 1. Yeah, 1.
I can expend a spell slot to make extra, but I've already
Okay.
used all mine, so no, I can't. So the only other thing I can do is make you a more suspect potion, which will 99% have a bad, horrible effect.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's
I
not.
mean, you could give it to the other thing
Tell
to
me the
drink
odds.
if you can convince him to drink it.
Yeah, no, no.
And some of them help you. They're not all bad.
Yeah, no. I think I think we'll take what we've got.
That 1%.
Okay.
I mean,
Do you want any magic stones?
no, I think it's fine. I mean, unless you want to come with us.
I must tend to our new brother.
But I thought all he's doing is resting.
Ah, yes. Someone must observe over him and speak the rights of Joyleth at the
Right.
right time.
Is this right, Tim?
Yes, he's learning very well. It seems like he's picking up things that I didn't even know.
How is that? How is that? Okay.
Joyleth speaks to me. I've heard many voices over the years, but hers drowns out the others.
She speaks to us all.
Yes.
Okay. then.
Sometimes she tells me to do quite questionable things, but I ignore those ones.
Well, at least you're ignoring them, I suppose. Right. I guess we'll be off then.
But I'm gonna take the 3 potions of healing that we've got in storage as well with us.
Is Gruzeel wearing like a hat or something?
No.
Alright, I'll give him a tattoo of Joyleth which glows green.
Lovely.
Wow. Let me stamp you.
Exactly.
It sheds light for up to 5 feet around him.
I mean, okay. Thank you, I guess.
Well, it guides our way.
Okay. I mean, the hawk does, but yeah. All right.
Hey, now you don't
Right.
need dark vision. You can actually just see around you.
Well, that's good. I guess to an extent, yeah. I mean, right. I think from that we'll just head off because I think, yeah, speed is of the essence.
Well, you're 10 feet faster now, or whoever drinks that
Well,
potion. will be
I was
10
tempted.
feet
I was
faster.
tempted to feed it to the elk.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Because
The
that-
elk
that-
would
Yeah.
be 10 feet faster.
I mean that thing's already 60 feet speed.
There you go. So if it dashes constantly, that's another 20 feet you're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not all of us can keep up.
I thought you were all riding the elk.
Well, you can
We
ride
can't
it,
all
though.
ride the elk. I
You
don't.
can't
Oh.
all ride
Well,
it.
maybe the person running beside you can drink it then. He'll won't fall as far behind.
Mm. Yeah.
It's gonna be Bjorn.
Yeah, Bjorn will run on all fours.
Hi.
on all fours.
He's just gonna do it, man. It feels it comes naturally to him.
I mean, we're not going to be able to ride the elk there anyway because there's no point if only half of us turn up.
You could ride Bjorn and you could run on all fours.
Oh my god, Tim riding Bjorn. Oh my god. It's a shame I can't pull two things out, but never mind.
Alarias is like 40 kilograms or something, right? Bjorn could easily, like,
Yeah, but it's moving the fast
Very
enough to
hill.
keep up with the elk.
Hey, he may be as fast as the elk, but you know.
No.
I mean, you could do two teams. One could go by ship and then find a way to assail the cliff, and one could, you know.
What do we learn? Never split the pie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Giving you options.
Yeah,
I don't want to risk the ship.
I definitely don't want to split the party, and I don't know whether we'll be able to figure out a way to scale that cliff proficiently
yeah.
enough. I mean, with enough rope, I guess, and enough good athletics rolls, but still, probably better off. We have to both get there at the same time anyway, so we might as well just travel together.
It has pitons, so you could scale the cliff.
To an extent, yeah. Yeah, we'll have to just go on foot. There's no other
Don't we still
option.
have those slippers of spider climb, or did we sell those?
No, we've still got those.
You have to
We've
tune
got-
to them though.
Yeah,
Takes
but
an hour to tune
yeah.
them.
An hour to change your shoes.
It's going to take you well over a few hours probably to get there.
I don't really know what else we could. There's no other way. I don't know any other way we can get there faster. Because the ship's going to take surely that long to sail all the way around anyway. And by the time we scale the cliff, you're probably looking at the same amount of time.
It won't take that many hours. Basically, in the time that you'll get there on foot running, ignoring the elk, basically, in the time you'll get there on foot running, the ship will get to that side and part of the island probably in a third of the time.
Right. I suppose what we could do. How this? I mean, we sailed part of the cliff. How much higher is the cliff compared to the ship?
I mean, are we talking like top of the mast versus top of the cliff?
No. Well, but
Yeah.
basically, my plan is to put a plank between the ship and the top of the cliff, and walk across.
Okay.
Is that
So,
doable?
At the crow's nest level.
Even if
Crow's,
it's
Crow's Nest is probably a little bit below the top of this cliff.
so you could probably do that then.
Get a bit of rope.
Yeah.
Ailk will not be able to come with us, but that's the only thing.
It will be.
Actually, you know what?
It's a
You know what?
risk,
I'll get the elk to meet us there. Because it's got 60 foot of movement. If it's dashing the entire way, I'll even give it the potion. It should get there by the time. It should get there by the time we get there.
Okay, so the current plan is, and this isn't impossible. You can certainly try. There will be checks involved with the current plan.
But the thing is, like, we're gonna have to do the checks in order to get there in time.
We could use a javelin, attach some rope to it, and just throw it onto the top of.
I mean, I got
Okay.
mage hand. I got mage hand. I can attach a tire,
Oh,
get a bit of rope, bring
Yeah.
the rope up, tie
I've
around
got
the
mage
thing.
hand as well. Can
Do
have
two mage hands. Working
hands,
together
yeah.
to tie a bit around a
You
tree.
probably know, yeah.
I mean, you're going to have to make sure you're 30 feet away from that tree. Maybe
Yeah.
more difficult than you
30.
think.
Yeah, that's fine.
Javelin as a backup.
My hawk can help as well. I can
Your hawk
physically,
could help. Your
I can
hawk could
physically
take
enact
a
my
piece of the
hawk.
rope.
My hawk can do that.
Would be fine.
Bonza, that's
I
done.
would definitely allow it. Okay,
Hawk,
cool.
hawk can use the mage hand to just pull it tight, and that's it.
And just do an
Alright.
army crawl across the rope.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Just attach it to the.
The width of a ship alone is 20 feet, which means you've got 10 feet side of the vessel, and you can't have that butting up against rocks.
Yeah. It's gonna be a hell of a check. It's gonna be a hell of a check.
So keep that in mind. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. Nothing's impossible. Nothing's impossible.
I would have thought the plank is safer than the rope.
Do we have a plank long enough?
Probably not.
I would imagine. Would you
No,
not?
a normal plank would be quite short. Like if you're chucking people off board.
Because if you think about like a plank that's the size
Nah,
of the length of the
a
ship.
plank. No, like it's a series of planks. A plank is 10 feet at best.
Hmm.
A rope is 100 feet.
So we're going to have to do a rope, yeah. Crap, no, that makes me nervous as hell. Oh my god.
We could tie it to
What
like.
what I'm gonna say is next time on Pirate Adventures, and let's have the time in between now and next session to have you guys discuss plans.
Yeah.
It's doable.
Yeah.
So
It's the quicker
next
way.
time on Pirate Adventures, can the crew save Elena in time? How do they plan on getting there? And what will come of this new congregation of joyous followers
Yeah.
and worshippers?
Complete skip.
Oh my god.
Tune in next time on Pirate Adventures.
Oh man. Alright, I've stopped.